Now on KGW News, Rip City comes alive as fans return to the Moda Center.
Just want our team to know we're here.
Restaurants get to reopen indoor dining again, but finding the staff to stay in business has become a struggle. Then,
this situation victimizes the housed and the unhoused.
Activists kept the city from kicking out a homeless camp at Laurelhurst Park, but neighbors say it's a lose-lose situation. Hello, and thank you for joining us at 11 on this Friday night. It's good to have you with us. I'm Laurel Porter. It is a big night in Rip City. Fans are finally in the stands again at the Moda Center, and the Blazers sure knew how to welcome them back tonight against the Lakers. Orlando Sanchez joins us live with a sense of excitement we haven't felt in quite a while. Orlando, what was it like there tonight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the million-dollar question tonight, Laurel, and it was super special. It felt like a basketball holiday. It had that beginning of the season type of vibe as the fans were back in the building for the first time since March of 2020. Talk about a lot of pent-up energy here inside the Moda Center. 10% or roughly 1,900 fans allowed inside the Moda. They joined the cardboard cutouts spread out across the arena. Social distancing, of course. There was a huge difference from what the previous 32 home games have been like here in Rip City. We talked to a few people who were able to secure tickets to this game. Some were on their computers for hours, just hoping luck was on their side.
I'm shocked, screaming, yelling.
I was just really happy, honestly. I was just ecstatic. I've been waiting for a long time. You know, we may be the last to be back in, but it's great to be back.
It's important. I want them to hear my voice. I want to be close enough so Nurk knows that we love him.
I just want our team to know we're here. They know we are, but I just want them to hear them and have them see us.
Laurel, Damian Lillard mentioned after the game just how much of a difference the fans made in this game. And numbers don't lie, Laurel. The Blazers are undefeated this season when fans are inside the Moda Center. That's just a little tease of what's ahead with highlights between the Blazers and Lakers coming up later in the show. Laurel, back to you.
I bet a lot of those fans are hoarse tonight. I can't wait to hear more about the game. Thank you, Orlando, live at the Moda Center for us. Well, it's not just Blazers fans who are back. Tonight, many local restaurants welcomed customers back indoors. That comes after a week of restrictions tied to extreme risk levels in several counties. But as Catherine Cook reports, the challenges restaurants face are far from over.
Governor Brown says her expectation is we will not return to extreme risk for the duration of the pandemic. That's great news for restaurants, but they say it does nothing to address the new problems they're facing as a result of all the closures they've endured.
A sunny Friday night at Stormbreaker Brewing in St. John's, and you might not even know the dining room is open again.
And honestly, not many people wanted to be inside today anyways. It's so nice. Everyone wants to be outside.
Ian Emmerich is kitchen manager here. He's glad the county is once again out of extreme risk, a move by the governor that closed indoor dining for a third time. He won't forget what he and his staff went through after the first shutdown.
I hadn't even fired anyone yet, and I had to lay off almost all of my staff. And then I worked for 4 months straight, pretty much by myself. It was rough.
Ian says fortunately, some of his original staff returned, but many others got out of the business, hoping for something more stable.
I understand it. There's a lot of other opportunities out there. And now it's been really hard hiring new people.
It's a problem industry-wide as restaurants look to staff up again. Kurt Huffman owns Portland restaurant investment company Chef's Table and says they're doing everything they can to attract help.
But I know that we're having to offer signing bonuses for dishwashers to even get people in. You know, we start people at $15 an hour.
He's even trying to get them an extra $5 an hour from tips. For a lot of former restaurant employees, that's still not enough.
I see a lot of people on my Facebook who are in the restaurant industry saying, you know, they're just trying to find a new avenue. It's a little scary out there.
Valerie Staten is a server at the Fishwife on North Lombard. As a small restaurant, she's grateful no one here ever lost their job. But even they have reservations about jumping right back into indoor dining again, at least for now.
Well, you know, we're just waiting to see what happens, you know, and Eventually here, probably in a week or two, we'll have indoor dining, but we want to make sure we're prepared.
Until then, she's grateful for the regulars who keep lining up for what they love. Back at Stormbreaker, Ian Emmerich is also grateful.
Have a shout out to all of our regulars and customers that came out and helped keep us afloat, because we would have been gone without them.
And while he doesn't know exactly what the future holds, he's hopeful.
I'm expecting a banner summer.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
We all hope for that banner summer. The Seattle Mariners have worked out the plans for vaccinated-only fan sections. Listen to this. There will be 5,000 tickets in these special sections for each game from now through June 2nd. Those tickets are available right now, and they're as low as $10. To enter, you must show your vaccination card as proof. Now, kids who can't get the vaccine yet will need to show a negative COVID test. Fans in these sections won't have to social distance, but they will still need to wear masks. Another perk, vaccinated fans can get 20% off food and drinks and in the team store. As for getting the vaccine here locally, OHSU has a drive-through site at PDX this weekend. It's open to anyone without an appointment. Show up at the airport's red economy parking lot between 11 and 3 on Saturday or 8 to 3 on Sunday. If you want more information, give OHSU a call. More local police departments are adding or expanding their use of body cameras, but Portland police are not on that list. Even the feds are encouraging the Bureau to add the equipment. The Oregonian got a copy of a letter just sent to PPB from the Justice Department. Dan Haggerty has a closer look.
Well, the letter says the city should consider the consistently high-quality evidence that body-worn cameras can supply investigations of misconduct allegations across the spectrum, from rudeness to bias to force. The thing is, we know both the Police Bureau and the police union want these cameras. Here's what the deputy chief told Kyle Boshi in February.
What do you see as the benefit of having body cams?
I think it's a few things. Number one, there's a very big benefit in terms of transparency. And having a body-worn camera will, in any incident, can provide us with answers to a lot of questions.
Why don't Portland police officers have body cams?
It's a combination of reasons, but really the biggest one is it boils down to the cost.
Yeah, that's apparently been a big obstacle. The city has gone back and forth for plans to fund body cams for years now, most recently last year when they were supposed to launch a pilot program. But the pandemic hit, the economy crashed, and the funding got pulled. Now, City Council's considering the mayor's new budget proposal, but body cameras aren't on the list. And even if they were, we know at least one city commissioner likely wouldn't be on board. When we asked Commissioner Joanne Hardesty about body cams a couple of months ago, she said, "I'm reluctant to make an expensive investment in body-worn cameras because they have failed to provide accountability to other police departments and have not reduced police use of force." So it's not looking like PPB is going to get cameras anytime soon. But their department is becoming more and more of an outlier, not just with large departments across the country, but here locally. Today, Vancouver police announced they're starting a body camera program in 2022. They've been considering them for a while, but in February, the Clark County Prosecutor's Office called for all local police to start wearing them. That came after Clark County deputies shot and killed two black men, Kevin Peterson Jr. and Genoa Donald. Those two shootings are still under investigation. Later in February, county councilors gave the go-ahead for the sheriff's office to get body cameras. And just yesterday, Tigard Police announced they're expanding body cameras department-wide. Up till now, only certain officers had worn them, like canine officers and school resource officers. We should mention back in January, Tigard Police shot and killed a man named Jacob MacDuff. His family says he was having a mental health crisis at the time. This week, the Washington County DA asked the Oregon Attorney General's office to get involved in that investigation.
Today, reps for all 5 Portland City Commissioners met with people in a growing homeless camp to talk solutions. The tents and RVs along Southeast Portland's Laurelhurst Park now double as a protest, too. Activists show up every day and cook campers food. They say more people lack basic services because of the pandemic, and the city should stop clearing or sweeping camps. Neighbors say they're empathetic, but this is not safe.
This situation victimizes the housed and the unhoused. Sunday night at 2:30 a.m., the neighbors were awoke to an explosion and a tent was fully engulfed in flames. We have people in obvious mental health crisis trying to break into their doors and their homes.
I don't want to be here no more. It's been too long to deal with an environment as chaotic as this.
We're still waiting on the results of today's meeting, but we are told the city's trying to get people here to leave peacefully. Activists say these conversations could eventually make that happen. New safety efforts are targeting a dangerous corridor in Portland. Today, ODOT announced it wants to drop the speed limit along 82nd from 35 to 30 miles per hour. This is between Southeast Clatsop and Northeast Killingsworth. Other initiatives include installing new enhanced pedestrian crossings and better lighting. 2 people have been killed crossing 82nd in just the last month. Today, Oregon Walks hosted an online community rally to push for the safety improvements.
We know the street lighting is inadequate. We know the crossings are inadequate. We know the speeds are too high. We know that the lanes are too wide and there are too many lanes for these crossings. And it's predictable that people are going to die.
ODOT says to make this happen and other safety changes around Oregon, it will ask for a one-time $10 million investment. It will seek approval from the Oregon Transportation Commission next week.